It is with great pleasure and honor that I stand before you today as the chairperson of the Council of Governors during this crucial retreat of the executive and the constitutional and independent offices in Kenya. This gathering presents a unique opportunity for us to strengthen the critical partnership that underpin the success of devolution in Kenya. Our Constitution enshrines devolution as a cornerstone of a more prosperous and equitable nation. It empowers counties to be engines of growth and development, directly impacting the lives of our citizens. However, realizing this ambitious vision necessitates collaborative efforts. I would like to therefore take this opportunity to express sincere appreciation for the invaluable role played by the various commissions and independent offices in entrenching devolution in Kenya. Your dedication, expertise, and commitment to upholding the principles of devolution have been instrumental in driving forward the vision of a more inclusive, accountable, and responsive governance system. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it is, however, concerning that some of the constitutional commissions and independent offices have not fully embraced the vital principle of devolution, which is a cornerstone of our national values and principles of governance, binding all state organs to its objectives. This includes state officers, public officers, and all persons whenever applying the Constitution. We must call for a paradigm shift in this retreat, constitutional commissions and independent offices to wholeheartedly reconsider their approach and integrate a devolution lens into all aspects of discharging their constitutional functions. Only then can we ensure that all citizens experience the benefits of devolution and that this cornerstone of our governance structure is truly upheld.
Our administration has adopted continuous engagement as the modus operandi of our governance. And the President and I believe that continuous engagement is good for any institution and is good for this country. When we found instances where independent offices and constitutional commissions are in conflict and they start an all-out war in the press, we confuse the people of Kenya and they get lost. Let us use this framework. Where there are issues, please let our office know so that we call you and we listen and we try to create a framework for engagement. We have had some nasty exchanges between the Office of the Attorney General and the Public Service Commission. It is unnecessary. Within this framework, whatever issues that are creating a misunderstanding between any office and another, we can settle. We have had issues between the Teacher Service Commission and the Ministry of Education. My office has put the two together and discussions are ongoing and we have made very good progress so that we avoid confusing the people of Kenya, where people who are supposed to work together to collectively deliver services, deliver justice, deliver leadership to the people of Kenya, we are fighting each other. We have had nasty exchanges that are necessary between the Inspector General of Police and the Police Service Commission. Over the press, we have put the two offices together, the Constitutional Commission, that is a Police Service Commission, and the Inspector General of Police, and already discussions are going on and we have made very good progress. We have had exchanges between the Controller of Budget and the Council of Governors. It is unnecessary. Within this framework that the President in his wisdom put together at the presidency, where the Council of Governors feels that probably the service delivery to the people who put them in office is being affected because of certain decisions the Controller of Budget has made. Instead of an all-out war there, please let us utilize this framework. And the Controller of Budget and the Council of Governors, we put them together and we can have a discussion. There has been issues between the National Treasury and the Controller of Budget. I want to appeal that this mechanism is available to all of us to be able to have a good discussion. We have had issues between the Parliamentary Service Commission and the Judicial Service Commission, where Parliament feels that the judiciary is encroaching on the independence of Parliament. And in many cases, we have taken each other to court. And the folly of it all is that when one of government takes another arm of government to court, both lawyers are paid by the public, the same public that we serve. We are here talking about limited resources. We are here talking about a very tight fiscal space. We are here saying we don't have money for development. We don't have money to buy you vehicles. Yet, you take one arm of government to court, you pay lawyers. They engage lawyers. But the one paying both lawyers on both sides is the same person, the people of Kenya. And it's not fair. It's very unfair to the people of Kenya that we are having a challenge in terms of revenue collection to get enough money to give services to the people of Kenya, to pay salaries, to make sure that every institution is fulfilling its mandate. Then, because we have a difference that is really not personal, I want to urge from this retreat that we all agree that it is not necessary for one office to take another to court and we hire lawyers to be paid by the public.
The CCIO's Forum, in which I'm privileged to be chair, was established in 2012 by the chairpersons of the constitutional commissions and holders of independent offices. The forum is a platform for collaboration and engagement among the institutions in pursuit of protection of the sovereignty of the people of Kenya, promoting observance of democratic values and principles, and promoting constitutionalism. The leadership of the forum of the chairpersons was initially elected annually on a rotational basis before the forum adopted a biannual rotational leadership. I take this opportunity to give special recognition to the founders of this forum, which were the inaugural chairs in order of assumption of office. Honorable Otiende Amolo, CAJ, Honorable Charles Nyachai, CIC, Agnes Odhiambo, COB, Dr. Lydia Nzomo, TSC, and Dr. Jane Kiringai, CRA. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the CCIOs have over time held events to exchange experiences, ideas, and take stock of progress made, as well as challenges made by the respective institutions. So far, we have held 7 annual conferences in the following counties: Kwale, Mombasa, Kisumu, Uasin Gishu, Meru, and Kericho. These rotational conferences were interrupted, unfortunately, by COVID for 2 years. In 2022, the CCIOs held a national 10th anniversary celebration at KCC under the theme Celebrating a Decade of Promoting Constitutionalism and Observance of Democratic Values and Principles by the Constitutional Commissions and independent officers. As we celebrated the 10 years, that was 2 years ago, under the new Constitution 2010, we reflected on the achievements and the milestones by the CCIOs, and equally made observations on the challenges. And we observed common trends and concerns, and those common trends and concerns continue to hold. We looked at issues of independence of the constitutions and the interdependence of the constitutions with the other arms of government. We observed the overlaps, perceived or real, in the mandates between these institutions and the executive and the concerns around those. We reflected on the desires of Wanjiku in leading to the creation of these constitutional commissions and independent offices. We looked at issues of financing and the budgets. We looked at issues of budgeting processes. We looked at issues of engagement with the two levels of government and ensuring adherence to the constitutional tenets. We considered the
Over the years, Kenya has made great strides in establishing and strengthening constitutional commissions and independent offices. However, if these institutions are to fulfill their mandates effectively, they require the support of the executive. I'm pleased that today we're embarking on a new chapter of partnership and collaboration between the executive and the constitutional commissions and independent offices by developing a framework that will guide their interaction. I know that one of the objectives of this consultative forum is to exchange views on the parameters of independence and interdependence in a public sector setting. Finding the right balance between independence and interdependence is not an easy task. On the one hand, excessive independence can lead to fragmentation, inefficiency, and a lack of accountability. And on the other hand, excessive interdependence can erode autonomy, undermine professional judgment, and create conflicts of interest. To navigate these challenges requires clarity of mandates, robust accountability mechanisms, and collaborative governance structures. As we exchange ideas on the parameters of independence and interdependence, let us remain guided by the principles of accountability, transparency, and respect for the rule of law. Let us find the right balance between autonomy and cooperation. The challenges facing constitutional commissions and independent offices in Kenya may be significant, but not insurmountable. By prioritizing adequate funding, safeguarding independence, raising public awareness, and fostering collaboration, we can support, strengthen these vital institutions and ensure that they discharge their mandates effectively.
You are all indispensable in the integrity, efficiency, and effectiveness of government. I implore you, upon you, to generate actionable insights to orient strategy implementation by both levels of government so as to avoid risks and losses, enhance integrity and accountability, and improve governance controls. A decade into devolution, county governments continue to grapple with myriad challenges hindering effective service delivery. These entrenched issues include, but are not limited to, 1, financial management and revenue collection. Over the years, the reports of the Auditor General and Control of Budget has shown that county governments have faced persistent difficulties in prudent financial management and limited capacity for revenue generation, leading to missed revenue targets and inefficient utilization of resources. This calls for enhanced efforts to facilitate public financial management reforms at the county level. On revenue collection shortfalls, county governments consistently fail to meet their own source revenue targets, leaving them heavily reliant on equitable share allocations from the national government. This dependency, of course, compromises their fiscal autonomy. On centralization tendencies, there are continued efforts to claw back on devolved functions which undermine the spirit of devolution, creating conflicts and confusion over roles and responsibilities. On disputes on divisions of revenue, ongoing disagreements surrounding the equitable sharing of revenue between national and county governments creates delays and uncertainty in budget implementation. And on human resource management, Persistent industrial actions by workers, especially in the health sector, has not only disrupted service delivery of crucial services, but also continues to erode public trust in our ability to address their needs effectively. Also, the management of the wage bill is a major concern in the counties. I therefore call for a renewed commitment from the distinguished members of the CCIOs to engage in open dialogue and collaboration. Let's together identify practical solutions to all these challenges and those that face the CCIOs directly, strengthening devolution's foundations for the benefits of all Kenyans, protecting and enhancing democracy, the rule of law, transparency, accountability, and a human rights culture.